Hello, Internet. Continuing the Xbox 360 delisting video series. Looking through the Xbox Live Arcade section. Starting with the letter T, and we'll just see how far in we get this time. Here we go. Take down Red Saber. Tecmo Bowl Throwback. Oh, I guess before I continue. So, to differentiate. So we've got games with like the Xbox One on them. Apparently these are being brought forward to the Xbox One and Series digital storefronts. And games without it are just getting delisted. Either way, we'll find out at the end of July when the stuff getting delisted is delisted. So I'll make a update video then. But until then, this is what's still available to check out and get and play if you're feeling it. But yeah, Tempest, another old school 80s game that was brought back. Terraria Xbox 360 edition. Texas Hold'em. The Blue Coats North vs. South. The Bridge. I guess you should just add presented without comment. It's I'm pretty sure we could look at that game and find some things to say or whatever, but let's just continue. The Dishwasher Dead Samurai. I believe this is... I can't remember. Was it Salt and Sanctuary? This developer did a follow-up to this. It was in the same style, but this one was really popular, I believe, when it came out. Because it was a throwback, continuing on from the topics from the last few videos, but it was a throwback to the side-scrolling era. It was just a very interesting art style, insane action, and the character designs were interesting. I've never played it myself. I've just heard good things about it and I've seen videos of it. But yeah, it was just it was kind of a neat. I guess it's a neat, if you think about it, or the way I think about it sometimes, I'm when I look at games like this or that are in an older style, but they're very modern renditions. It's kind of if either, I guess not technology per se, right? But just design concepts, maybe technology had peaked in the 90s, right? And it just didn't ever really evolve from then. And then you get to the now era versions of games like these, and it's basically there was somehow some quantum leap in technology or something, and basically you can see games in the modern era with modern graphics and design choices and art aesthetics. So they're basically just because there's so much more processing power, you're not limited to what the bit era consoles were limited to. So you have games like this that, on the surface they look like that, but then it's you play them and it's holy crap, and you've got so many effects going on. And it's really just a neat concept of that's how the genre has evolved and moved forward. It was really stagnant for a long time, but then it's it's coming back. Or just, if you look at roguelikes, I personally don't like roguelikes, but the example I just go back to because it makes sense, right? It's there were things that you could still do to make those games appealing. You just had to do things to up the ante or just adjust the difficulty curve, right? Because the thing I think about crap, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I was gonna say something about but the example I use most recently, I guess I've never actually said this to somebody, but I was thinking about this to myself. But basically, it's for me, it's why do I prefer Super Mario Bros. 3 to Super Mario Bros. World? Or not Mario, well, it's not called Super Mario Bros. World. Super Mario Bros. 3 to Super Mario World. To me, those the two at the apex of the 2D Mario. So it's I always prefer 3 over Super Mario World just because Super Mario World is so easy. It's I can get through that game, no problem. Not to say it's not challenging, it's just it's not hard. It's not meant to be hard though, but then it's you play 3, it's 3 is more, in my opinion anyway, when I play it, it's harder. I do different aspects of, I'm not going to go into it, it's let's just continue, but that's the example I'm giving as far as if that makes any sense. It might not even make sense as far as what I was talking about, but still, it's yeah. Anywho, that I don't think that made sense in the context of why am I talking about Super Mario Brothers and 2D games. But Dishwasher Versus. So I'm guessing this is the follow-up. Actually, what's the name of the studio or the person that made these? Let's see. But yeah, this is one of this Ska Studios, published by Microsoft. I remember this is like where that blew up. This specific game. I think it's probably on Steam. It was indie, I believe, like a small team or like one person made it. Ska Studios again, yeah. The Fancy Pants Adventures, The Maw, The Path of Go, The Walking Dead Michonne, Episode 1. Ah, yes, the Telltale games from ye olden times. The Walking Dead Season 2. Season 1's not on here, surprisingly. I think I have Season 1, even though it's not on. Oh, I think what happened was like when Telltale shuttered the first time. Yeah, don't get me started. They had a bunch of stuff that like was delisted, so yeah. But then it's like weird because even stuff that like you have, if it was delisted and put back on the store, like the licenses are messed up. Because for me on PSN, I have Tales from the Borderlands, but then like it's not like showing up as bought on my account. But maybe I should just like contact customer service about it or something. Anyway, Walking Dead Michonne, Episode 1. But you can probably get the rest of the seasons, I imagine, as add-ons. But this is on PS4, so I shouldn't even bother looking at it. And it looks like it's going to be brought forward. But that's $5. The first episode's $5, but then you got, yeah. So what? Oh, the complete pack is 8. Oh wait, no. It's 5 plus 8, so it's 13. And then or you can get 3 episodes for $5 each. So $2 difference. But yeah, this is on modern hardware, so I don't even know. It's why I shouldn't be even bothered messing with it. But I'm just mentioning it because it's on the list. And then Walking Dead Season 2. The Wolf Among Us. But I mean, yeah, like Telltale, man, they had their style of games for a while before it all came crashing down. Let's not get into it. Things on Wheels. That's an interesting title. Thunderwolves. Ticket to Ride. Time Pilot. I want to say during Xbox Live Arcade, I think this was probably like an era when you had more board games or tabletop stuff being adapted to like traditional console stuff. I mean, I've never played this version of Ticket to Ride, but I remember like that was a thing. Like there's Catan, we just saw in like the Seas, Carcassonne. There's some other stuff on here, I think. But yeah. Anyway, Time Pilot, Tikal, or however that's pronounced, TNT Racers, Torchlight, Totem Ball, Tower Blocks Deluxe, Track and Field, Trials Fusion, Trials HD, Twisted Pixel, Games Bundle, so Explosion Man, Missplosion Man. What else is in here? Let's see. Explosion Man, Missplosion Man. It's $30. Eh. The Maw, Comic Jumper. Okie dokie. Going back. You. Ugly Americans. Apocalypse Get It. Unbound Saga. Rage on the Page? Is that what that says? I mean, that's more of a subtitle, but yeah, Unbound Saga. It looks like this is coming forward, so I'm not looking at it right now. I'm very tempted to because I like the whole comic book style presentation, as was mentioned during the whole Comics Zone section or part of the video, or when we talked about Comics Zone. Valiant Hearts, Vandal Hearts, Flames of Judgment. I think I have this on PS3. I'm sorry to keep saying that, but like I mean to do a video on PS3 of like their back end on the PSN store, like on PS3 after this, but I haven't got around to it, and hooking it up is it's a giant mess, but yeah, I'm trying to get around to it. Vigilante 8 Arcade. Vigilante 8 back in the day, I remember playing it. I enjoyed it. Let's just move on. I should probably pick it up, honestly, before it gets delisted. It looks like it's not coming forward, so that's kind of a bummer. $5. Oh, man. But yeah, Twisted Metal. This game is pretty much like that style of like car combat. I mean, I guess speaking like, yeah, of throwbacks, man. Like when Twisted Metal blew up, there were some like, similar games made, but like, which I guess is like what happens when like any specific like game or genre blows up, right? You're gonna have like a clone or a knockoff, If someone just like is Like, oh, we should try that. I mean, it depends, like, right? If it's like more of an homage or, um, trying to pay respect to something that you really like, or if it's just like a cash grab by like a mega publisher. But this is Activision, so it's probably more of a cash grab, right? This is Activision, right? Yep. So, anywho, but yeah, this was like that for. I mean, it wasn't like 1-to-1, but it was like it was like there weren't a lot of other games out where you drive around in cars and shoot things. So it was like clearly you know things don't exist in a vacuum. I mean, I'm trying to think of like if I've got my history right, because this is back in the '90s, so I'm not sure if that actually is the case. Like, it's possible they both came out around the same time, because there's actually two Vigilante games if I remember correctly. But yeah, dude. Anyway, back at, like I keep saying, it was an era, and that was the thing, car combat. But then, man, that genre died off, didn't it? Like, Twist Metal Black was like it for a while. And it's not something you see for like thinking about it. It's not something you see a lot, going forward. Since then, um, I yeah. Sorry, let's continue. I mean, I enjoyed Twisted Metal. I like Twisted Metal Black. I like Twisted Metal 2. I like those games. It kind of got a bit, I'm trying to think of the word, but what's the word when there's enough in the market? Stagnation, not stagnation, but yeah, I can't think of the word, but yeah, stagnation's not the word. It was crap. There's a word for it. Anyway, there was enough Twisted Metal games, and like there wasn't really anything else as far as like a alternate. So I guess that's kind of like maybe it went down its path as far as it could, and it was I guess time to move on. But yeah, we haven't really seen a new one. Well, there was one on PS3, right? So, anywho, Virtua Fighter 2, classic. Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown. Apparently, this has moved forward. Virtual on Oratorio Tanagram. I've got to say, dude, I really am annoyed that like we don't have like more of these virtual on games. I honestly wasn't really into them as a kid, but then like I played Cyber Sled was more my jam. If you know, you know. But like since I played this one, I was like, there's, I mean, just like from a visual perspective, I do enjoy. I mean, I do have this actually, so it's just like a fun, you fight with robots, but a fighting game with robots and mechs. It's like I'm like I think there's like a bunch of these in Japan if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I'm kind of like annoyed that we never got like more of the of these brought over. I mean, you do like fight in the kind of small arenas in this game. I might boot it up at the end just to show it off a bit since I've now loaded it up, or mentioned it on the video rather. I think we might be at the end too because there's like we're running out of letters, so yeah, might as well. Anyway, Voodoo Dice. Not familiar with this game. W. The Walking Dead. Telltale's magnum opus, where they blew up. It was kind of downhill from there, but I mean, only in like regards of like if you there's a no clip documentary where they talk about the closure of the studio, but basically it was just it's yeah, video games industry, man. Like it just seems like if you have a financial success, it is kind of just it's going to be like ran into the ground. Oh, it's Robert Kirkman. But yeah, dude, I'd never watched the shows or read the comics, and I played the game, and I was like, dude, Walking Dead, man, like that's where I found Walking Dead, and it was just I was like, wow, like Lee Everett, Clementine, that is my Walking Dead like story arc and those characters. But yeah, dude, effing just the financial pressures of it kind of ruined the studio. Have I not played this? I have not played. Okay, I've played it on PS3. I mean, sorry to like repeat myself. Oh, I remember now. I was gonna. Okay, see, this is back in like I said. I did mention this. This is like back in the day when I was like, sometimes I didn't know if I wanted to get something on PS3 or 360, and then sometimes I get something on like. Anyway, like I think I was gonna do on this one. I was either gonna like have like a Walking Dead playthrough where like I was evilly and like I just let people die and like did bad things, or I was gonna be like the Silently where you just like have the ellipsis response and you don't say anything. But then I was like, that's actually going to lead to like a really bad outcome. So I never got around to it. F Walking Dead, dude. Yeah. Anyway. Warworld. I could talk about Walking Dead and Telltale games for like way too long, so I'm just gonna like move on. But yeah, I was like looking back, like this is how he got it. Like it was on Xbox Live Arcade, so it's like this kind of actually is like, oh, I guess it was like yeah, it's like I can't not get Xbox Live Arcade if like that's how we got games like this, like the small downloadable, and it was like episodic at the time. Uh, I I did mention the Expanse game. I haven't finished it, but it's like I don't mind the episodic model. Actually, I mean it can go either way. Honestly, you can just like wait until they're all out and play them. But then like I don't mind waiting for another episode because it is kind of a neat like I think it's like a neat dynamic if you're trying to like adapt a property from television because it does have the whole that like hang the the cliffhanger endings and like being hooked into like a show or something and like you can't wait until the next episode and like you just keep playing and like talking with your friends about it. But then like the aspect of like the telltale stuff is like what did you do, what choice did you make, who survived, who died, all that stuff. It's like so I think good. Anyway, let's move on. Wait, this is technical combat. I gotta look this up. Warworld. Is it any good? I quite enjoy tactical games. Turn-based strategy RPGs. Oh, it doesn't look that bad. Hold up, this looks decent. It's like as far as graphics, yeah, looks fine. Looks fine to me. But looks like it's a mini map, so I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it's turn-based. So for a third-person shooter, pass. Faraway planet called Warworld. Oh, it's from Ubisoft. Whatever. Warlords. Wait, what? There's two games called Warlords on here. They're spelled the same. Obviously, they're different. This is obviously published by Atari. This one's okay. Wait, I'm kind of curious. Like, how did two games with the same name? Like, is one a classic? This is $3. This is a $3 game, so it's like, oh, this is kind of cool. It uses the PlayStation. I'm sorry, Xbox camera. Apparently, does it? Not a lot of games use that. Or wasn't it like the Vision camera? What it was called? I know Una did. That was like the big one of like, yeah. I was like, I just remember listening to the podcast back in the day, like people and their experiences. But not a lot of stuff uses that. Multiplayer classic. Kings and their castles. Evo mode even allows players to import their own pictures to the pictures. That's kind of weird. I was like, why is there camera stuff on here? But I guess it's a picture thing. Online only, it looks like. It's like 2 to 4 online multiplayer. I don't know. It says local. There's not really much listed. 1080i. Warlords. 4 stars. The other one had 3. What do we got? $5. Looks like it's coming forward because it's going to be on Xbox One. Kryptonite. No idea. Show no mercy and take no prisoners as you fight to the death for the title of the Almighty Warlord. Defend your castle from mischievous minions and ferocious fireballs in this whimsical rendition of the beloved classic. Ultimate battle of speed, strategy, survival. Command your troops with shrewdness and skill to capture control points and collect power-ups and destroy the other warring factions. Okay. 4 players apparently. 720p. Okay, so there's no gallery, but jeez, it even has like avatar microtransaction stuff. That's weird. But yeah, I don't know what this game is. It says it's based on a classic, I guess. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Nothing's loading here on the store. Oh, there we go. What? Okay, I guess we could just look at a video on YouTube. Someone's played it. Judge for yourself, because I'm looking at this and I'm not really feeling it, but it says it's based on a classic, so I'm kind of curious. I've not heard of Warlords from the olden times. Warp, Watchmen, The End is Nigh. Wait, there's 2 of them. What? So there's Watchmen, and you've got Watchmen Part 2. Looks like Rorschach and Night Owl. $20? What? Warner Brothers Interactive, yeah. Just milk it until it gets delisted, right? Kind of crazy if you think about it, because, like, yeah, whatever. It's let's not talk about. I was mentioning this in a previous video. Let's like yeah, Warner Brothers, dude. Yeah. Let's not bother going over mismanaged properties and whatnot. Way of the Dog. This looks like a Snoop Dogg fighting game. I mean, it's got 2 stars from like almost 6,000 ratings. $10. 505. 505 published it. Echo Peak. Trouble on the Street. I'm sorry. Wait, is it a music game and a fighting game? Huh. Wait, America Jones. Best fighter in the city. Oh, trade with Snoop Dogg. Maybe actually play Snoop Dogg? Anyway. This isn't coming forward, but it looks like a curiosity worth checking out, maybe. Go to the gallery. But yeah, it looks like it's like a button inputs are like rhythm based. So it's actually like a rhythm fighting game. I'm kind of curious. I like rhythm games. But it's got like 2 stars from like so many things, man. Or not so many, but like like so many reviews and it's got 2 stars. So it's either not good or maybe the music's not good or just I don't know. I guess I'll check it out on YouTube to see. It's only $3, right? So it's not bad. Or $10. Okay. Yeah, if it's like $3 or like it's like $5 is like if it's like for a bad game, it's like whatever. It's only $5, but $10 is like the most I'll pay for one. But it's like I'm not sure if this game's any good, so I guess I'll look it up on YouTube. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Wick, Fable of Souls, Wing Commander, Wing Commander Arena. What's your bottom? Oh, this this game I saw on some show. I don't know if it was X-Play or something, but they were talking to like the developer because it was an indie game where like it's like one person or like a small team, but basically like you're this guy who gets pie, and it's a whole. It's very reminiscent of Braid because it's like a puzzle platform thing, but it's 2D. The perspective. I guess I could just go into the thing, huh? And then like you're this dude, winter bottom professor, and, like you're just trying to get these pies on every stage, and like you have to jump and get like there's a whole thing as far as like it's a like you jump and get the thing, or you try to set up things to get to the thing, and I think you can like get more abilities as you go, like cloning yourself or making platforms or yada yada yada. But yeah, it's a funny premise, interesting art style too. I think I might have this game. I've just never played it, or it's always been on my radar because it's always been like burned in my brain from like that interview I saw because it just seemed neat and weird and funny and whimsical, and that's, I'm kind of a fan of that stuff. Wits and Ragers, Wolfenstein 3D. Hold on, is this like a card game or is this gambling? It says wagers, puzzle, trivia, party game. Okay. Oh, trivia game. Not a lot of those. Anyway, Wolfenstein 3D. Word puzzle. Worms. Oh, dude. I think I have one of these Worms. Because, okay, long story short, Worms 2 back in the day, I played that a lot on our computer. Our family computer back in the day. I just played it every day after school. Okay, I was about to say, probably Armageddon. I'd always wait for it to get a price drop. It never seemed like it did. And like Worms, if you don't know, you're basically like these 2 sides of Worms or more, depending on like what mode you're playing. And they have like ridiculous weaponry, and they shoot them at each other and try to kill each other. It's like turn-based, so you basically go one worm at a time is turn-based. It's the whole thing. Later on, they became more like I think 3D though, so kind of got away from the roots of the series, or like it was more fort-based or something. It was weird. Oh, this one's still 2D. Or yeah, maybe that was it as well. Maybe it's like 3D or on a 2D plane or something, but yeah. Anyway, we got Worms, Worms 2 Armageddon, Worms Revolution, Worms Ultimate Mayhem, Wolf of the Battlefield, Commando 3. Alright, what do we got? Oh, there's okay, free trial. So it looks like okay, I don't know if every game does, but I think this was a mandate back on Xbox 360. Was like all the digital games need to have like a demo version. So, but they're not. It's not the same as PlayStation Plus, right? So it's like these aren't demos that are timed that you play the full thing. It's just like a vertical slice of like whatever they gave you for the demo version. So, if you're unsure, you can always just play the demo or the trial or whatever to get an idea. But This looks like a 2D, or not 2D, but top-down shooter going on. I wonder if it's like, hold on, I want to see if it's like a throwback to the other Commando games. But like, is it nice or classic? Yeah, okay, there we go. Revised classic Commando action. Old school gameplay. I mean, it might be based on it. Purchase the full game to receive an exclusive beta version of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. Is it Capcom? Doesn't say. Oh, that's funny. It probably is Capcom though. Like that doesn't make any sense of like why it would be specifically advertising a beta of a game that's not released from a publisher unless you're the publisher. Racketeer, Connect, Wrecked Revenge Revisited. I'm a fan of alliteration though, so I enjoy that title. X nothing. All right. Well, I know there's nothing in the number section. Why? 6 games. Yar's Revenge. This is Yar's Revenge is the Atari game back in like the 2600, 20 whatever 100 back in that era. I've not played this. It's only $5 though. Yar, Deadly Agent of Destruction. Actually, oh wow, they actually gave them a backstory. Interesting. Because like back in the day when I shouldn't say back in the day. In the old times when I was a kid, I played this on whatever it was on, and I had like no concept of like anything happening on screen because it's just. Because I always feel like anything that's like before the NES, I could be wrong here, but like as far as like in America, like video games like before the NES, because I know there's like the Amiga and whatever, and like Europe and stuff, but the stuff that was like out here before the Nintendo came out, Nintendo Entertainment System in the 84, 85, whatever. It's like whenever I go back to play that stuff or like look at it, it just is incomprehensible from a visual perspective of like what is being shown on screen, unless it's like a very specific like character model or character, like, you know, better like later game made later on when they like knew what they were doing with the hardware. Because it's like I have no idea what these little pixels are or squares or like objects and shapes, unless it's like a Pac-Man or a Donkey Kong or like a pole position 2 car. The Pitman guy, you know, it's like, or Pitfall, not Pitman. E.T., you know, it's like stuff like that. But then you only know it's E.T. because of the thing it's on the box, right? ER Kung Fu, also a throwback game. I've never played this. It's from Konami, though. Yeah, which means I can't play it, so. It's like, oh, Konami, cool. Throw it in the trash. Or skip it, rather. Wait, what? There's like a flying... Is that a genie or a... What is that? A flying person with like half a... Oh, okay, is that your opponent, I guess? Wait a minute, so it's like got modern visual setting or something it looks like from this? Because this looks like classic, and this looks like modern. Yeah, dude, like the cave, look at the... Okay, sorry, I have not seen this, so it's like my brain is like, let me react in real time. Oh, not bad. Oh, yeah, dude. But yeah, like I was saying, man, like, older style Atari games. Was this an Atari game or just an arcade game? But, yeah. Until stuff from like that era gets a glow up, I have like no idea what I'm looking at when I see an Atari game. Sometimes I'm like, what the F is this? Or just like, you know, asteroids. The ship's a triangle, so it's like, okay, it's a triangle, but it's a ship because you know it's in space and shooting asteroids. Anyway, Yoho Kablamo, Yosumin Live, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Decade Duels Plus, Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium Duels. I think these are also Konami. Oh, they say right there, yeah, Konami. So yeah, Konami with a lot of digital titles. Interesting. They had a lot of... So it seems like they had like a big digital footprint even before the modern... I mean, that being said, they did kind of... Yeah, I'd rather not talk about Konami, but like, yeah. A lot of internal studio stuff going on. But they've got like the new like Silent Hill and Metal Gear Solid initiatives, but... Yeah, I guess they're always in like the smaller downloadable stuff. I just never... pay attention to that stuff. Alright, for Z, we've got Z2, I don't know how that's pronounced. It's from Ubisoft. Xenoclash 2, Xenoclash Ultimate Edition. I know this is on Steam, because I picked it up, I haven't played it. I'm pretty sure this is as well, but this was like a first-person fighting game, or first melee combat. I've always wanted to like check it out. I've just never got around to playing my copies because it's on my Steam. I just call my Steam graveyard because those games are never getting played. When they die, and they'll never be played. But yeah, it's on my Steam backlog. So yeah, but I hear good things about them, which is why I was so persuaded to buy them, and I never played them. Zombie Driver HD, Zombie Wranglers, Zuma, Zuma's Revenge. And with that, we have reached the end of the Xbox 360 digital games and the listings, because there's nothing on the numbers, because we checked this earlier. And oh, never mind, I'm wrong. Oh, there's nothing on the numbers and the... Hold up. Before I do this, because I was on the previous section, right, on demand. So I thought, okay, because when I looked at that before, because I was like, oh, there's nothing here, I checked it. Right? Yeah, okay. I was thinking of that section, my bad. That's my bad. We'll continue. We're almost done. In like 31 minutes. Alright. 0 Day Attack on Earth. I know this is on the series store because I've seen it. It's a Square Enix game, but I had not heard of it, so I'm not sure if it's any good. Hey, it's $15, so you know. Some type of shooter. Yeah, looks like shooter with 3D assets with the 2D style. Yeah, Square Enix published ODB Drop. It's a music game. And it's only got 2.5, or not 3 stars quite, but so it might not be that great. Yeah, 2.5 stars. Oh, it's a puzzle game. Wait, it's a fusion of rhythm and puzzle game? Huh. 10 minutes of play. Okay, well, I'm interested. It's $5. Oh, $10. Looks like Avatar functionality. I mean, it does look like it's just a basic puzzle game, though, so I'm not sure if, like, the rhythm sections are any good or whatever, or the music stuff. Wait, what is this? Is there 2 different games in the game? I have no idea. Oh, it did say 10 modes, though, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Okay, so I guess that makes sense. But these look like they're just, different types of, like, puzzle clearing stuff. Or dropping shapes and colors and matching them and clearing them. Yada yada yada. There's a BPM thingy though, so I'm not sure like how the music is integrated or incorporated into the actual gameplay. Oh, it's kind of neat. It's got different Japanese characters for the blocks. I've never seen that before. Alright, let's go to the next one. 10 frame bowling. Connect. That just makes me think of Wii Bowling and Wii Sports. No, that just blew up. Kind of weird. I mean, I'm happy that like time has moved on and publishers never went back to the well on like the whole casualization thing, but kind of weird they never went back, like tried to like capture the lightning in the bottle there, because man, Wii Sports was just huge. It was a phenomenon, man, of the time. Like not since then has there been something like as far as like casual mainstream audiences. I don't think like since then there's like not been anything as successful as what happened with the Wii. That was insane. 1942 Joint Strike, definitely a moment in time. 3-point contest and 3D Ultra Mini Golf. But yeah, that's it for the Xbox 360 games around the store for now, for both the Xbox Live Arcade and on-demand section, because I did read these previously, and then we just finished the on-demand section. I want to go over them again in a future video, just to like have all of them. So I'll probably just be like, without commentary or without comment, just go through them and like browse them one more time, like as a combined list, because I didn't know that was a thing, since I didn't know what I was doing when I first started making these. Since I'm not familiar enough with the store, since I barely ever use it, because I don't turn on my 360 except for like a couple times a year. And even less now, since it's like, oh, no online store, what's the point? But yeah, that's that. And then I did pick up, where's that? I can just go to settings, right? Like settings, I want to say download history, purchase history. I did pick up some of the stuff I mentioned in the last few videos. Not the last few videos, but the on-demand stuff, like the bigger games. So that's the wrong one. Whoopsie. I meant to go to the other one, which is not that one. I wasn't sure if it was download history or purchase history, but you can like get to your games that you've got access to through here still. Like this is what they mean. Like if it gets delisted, it'll still show up, right? Because some of the stuff's getting delisted. But yeah, like Mail Arms, it's not going to show up on Series Store, or not Series, the Series S or Series X storefront because it's not in the Batical. It's not in the backwards compatible section, so it's a bummer. So I did pick it up, so I can finally play it eventually, hopefully. Yeah, Mail Arms, Glitch in the System, Munch's Odyssey, Way of Samurai 3, Darkstar 1, Beautiful Katamari, Brown 3 Takedown, Assad and Dark Athena. I'd already picked up Blacklist, so yeah. And like I said, Sigurd Slacker Slam. But, I'm trying to think, like, what was the other stuff? Like Eternal Sonata, I still need to get. I think I repinned some of that stuff. It's like Eternal Sonata, Brink I'm thinking of, but since it's free to play on Steam. But I think I already have it on Steam, so I did check the other day. Since someone in the comments said that Child of Eden is coming forward, I'm thinking, right? It's safe, so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah. $30 though. Brink's also up there, isn't it, in price? See, I'm thinking this might come to Game Pass as well, because it is Bethesda published. Even though they didn't develop it, but since they're under the umbrella, I don't see why not. $20. Not a bad price. I do want to check out, pick up Eternal Sonata eventually though. It's $15, so I will for sure get this before it gets delisted, because it's now on the PS3 store, and it's a lot easier than, a lot more easier and convenient than getting a copy off eBay and dealing with that mess. Hybrid. Someone in the comments said to check this out, so I'll check this out. It's only $5, so for sure. I would like to revisit this, I guess. I don't know. I'll do it eventually. It's just that there's some games coming out at the end of the month, like Tekken 8 and then Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. So I'm not sure when I'll be able to like revisit this and play some of these games that have been recommended. But for sure, I'll check out Hybrid because someone said so. It's only $5, so yeah. That is the nice thing about that arcade section, though. It's like there's, it was like the closest we got to like having Steam on console, but then we don't have Steam on console. I guess there's the, whatchamacallit, Steam, the handheld. I can't think of the name, but that thing. I don't know what it. I don't care about it, but it's like that. It's not for me. Until I can dock it and plug it in my TV, like the Switch, or just plug it in the TV and play it. But yeah, that is it for the overview of the Xbox 360 digital storefronts, both the on-demand section and the Xbox Live Arcade section. So if you're curious about what's on there, at least in the US territory, I'm not sure what's different or the same in other territories. But yeah, what's there to get before it goes away? And then there's Assault and Dark Athena. So you want to check something out and add it to your library while you still can. And then some of the stuff you can play if you. Oh, let me see if I can do this real quick. I'm gonna try something stupid, but it might work. But basically, these are all my 360 games. Well, I don't know if these are all of them. These are ones I've downloaded. They're not all of them. On 360 digital, right? I'm gonna turn on my Series X real quick. And only some of them will be on there because they're not all backwards compatible. So that's a bummer. That's the one thing I was like super annoyed about. Or not super annoyed about. It just really irks me that like they had a really good backwards compatibility program going, and then they just scrapped it. And like it's super inconsistent now because it's like there's stuff that you can play on 360 that you can't play on the series consoles. I don't have an Xbox One, so it's not even a thing or a consideration. But then I think that's also the same with that. It's like you can't even play stuff that's on 360 that you can play on Xbox One. So, maybe you can. If there's, leave a comment letting me know. But, oh, I'm a ding-dong. I almost forgot what I was doing. Let me pull this up real quick, because let me see, just like transition here smoothly. I'm basically looking at my Series X, and I'm gonna go into my library real quick just to show the stuff that I just showed, and like what's not on there, what's on there, even though I own them. Where's the cable at? Is this hooked up right? I feel like it doesn't go from console to. See, I gotta figure out how to pull. I'm supposed to plug this in. Because TV out is the TV, right? So you'd want it to be. That goes to that. Yes. Okay. Alright, give me a second. Rearrange some cables here. This should show up on the. Oh no. I saw something. It's fine, as long as it works right. So let me see if this works. Or the video might cut out, but the audio should keep going if this works. If it doesn't work, no big deal. It's not working. I think I'm plugged in the wrong thing, but then I also using the wrong cable because I'm not using the Elgato cable. Alright, well, let me unplug it and plug it back in the way it was, and I'll just end the video. Unless there's no signal, then it's like, whatever, dude. I'll just end in an ethereal vapor space, just like all the games getting delisted. When they are no longer on a server, but they're on a server, but they're not turned on, or whatever, however that works. Anyway, that's it for this video, so you know. Did you see any these old Xbox games, Xbox 360 games, Xbox Live Arcade games, etc., that made you feel nostalgic, or that you enjoyed back in the day, or just really hated? Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section and be like, yeah, check this game out, it's super awesome, or like, not a lot of people know about this game, that's really good, or I think it's like not so great, and you want to warn people to stay away, that's not it's definitely not worth playing or wasting your money on or your time on. It's like, oh, avoid this trash. Also, for leave a comment. I do plan on doing a video like this for the PS3 storefront, though, because now that's like the last one standing, because there was Virtual Console went away, 3DS store no longer there, Wii U store also same thing. I mean, there's a store for digital Switch games, but at this point, I don't trust Nintendo after like that stuff. It's like I will never, start buying digital games from Nintendo, because like after the 3DS store goes offline, and there's no like functionality for that in the Switch, even though it's a handheld. It's like there's a whole thing with Nintendo. I'm quite upset about the whole thing and how their whole handling of their platforms. At least from the digital game perspective. But yeah, because I miss Virtual Console so much. And then like now it's just behind a paywall. It's like, hey, you want to play these old classic games? Paywall. So whatever. But yeah, and then we have this situation with the 360 storefront going away, or some of the games going away, some of them being cared for, some of them being saved. We'll see at the end of July. It's a whole giant effing mess, because like I said, to make that example again, it's like if I go to iTunes and I want to check out a song from the 70s, 60s, or insert a decade from the last century in the 1900s here, and it's like I go in there, it's there. It's like I don't have to worry about it going away or just being delisted for whatever reason. Yeah, I can't just go and play game XYZ from the 80s or 90s if I want to look that up and play it, it's because of how hardware works. But then even when stuff's brought forward, or even if it's put in a compilation, right? It's like, if it's a digital copy anyway, it's like you're at the whims of like, does it get delisted now? I mean, honestly, it's like, yeah, it's like I'm kind of like past the point of no return on Nintendo, but like this is kind of like, I'm not buying a lot of 360 or Xbox digital games, and then like if PlayStation starts delisting things, that's kind of like the kiss of death for me, because like I was all digital for like PS4 and PS5, so it's like if they just do some like mass delisting for anything really at this point, I'm just like, I'm done with digital on consoles, because it's just. Yeah, it's because like on Steam, I've never had like an issue with like, oh, Game XYZ is no longer available, so not an issue. It's a much better platform, storefront, etc. So it's just like stood the test of time, as opposed to what we're seeing here with these other ones, and it's like I kind of have no reason to go back if something does happen. So we'll see. So yeah, and then like Microsoft with this move, it's like I don't really trust them as much. They had like they were like they were said to have like the best backwards compatibility because they said like all the stuff that they had like brought back in this backwards compatibility program for the series consoles with higher frame rate or better texture quality or whatever, you know, you could play going forward to like whatever Xbox console in the future. And it's just like, well, now you've done this, and there's stuff on here that you hadn't brought forward that was already, you know, there. Soccer Slam, for an example, you know, because it's a classic game that's not been brought forward. It's like, okay, well, if I can't trust you to do that, or like, you know, you're not gonna like bring forward all the games, then what's the point of like caring about any of the stuff that you're going to be doing going forward with this? Because you kind of just dropped it, but then, you know, it's like, or yeah, like the game is dropped, but then magically delicious, you have the funds and resources to just gobble up publishers, you know. So yeah, that's the whole thing. I just muted the audio, so it should be any audio coming through here, from the game side. But yeah, man, we'll see what happens, I guess. But it is a bummer because, like I said, I've been all digital since PS4 era. Um, it just gets like annoying when you get a bunch of games and there's just a stack of cases and discs, and it's just a giant effing mess of plastic. And it's like, come on, it's a super duper nuisance, and it's like, yeah. So I'm not really a big fan of physical media. I mean, not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying, like, from my perspective, I prefer digital. So I'm kind of like, I'm you know, and I'm on the digital side. But when stuff like this happens, it's like I do agree with the people that are, you know, proponents of physical media, because it just, you know, it's gone forever, and you can't have access to it, or you lose access to it, and it's just a giant effing mess. And it's just like, what the f, man. Yeah, it is very much the pros and cons of it. You know, it's like so convenient to have, you know, no discs lying around, no cases lying around. You have to worry about like, oh, where did I, you know, you might put a game in a case and then like misplace it and be like, oh, where did I put this thing? I lost it or something, you know, until you can find it. It's like, nope, you can just load it up, download it from a server, download it from the cloud or whatever. Bing, bing, boom, you're good. You know, but then you're at the whims of the publishers, like the Ubisoft, you know, comment recently about gamers should get used to not owning their games or whatever the F they said. It's like, what? Like, get the F out of here. It's like, just, yeah, man. So, whatever. Just, we'll see how this turns out or how this ends up or whatever, but it's definitely been handled terribly. So, Whiffy knows how this is going to turn out. And I don't have faith in PlayStation because they just have completely dropped the ball at every turn. So like, if I want to get around to making like a PS3 and PS5 video, just because like the classic section on their stuff is like even worse than Xbox, and the backwards compatibility, because like they don't have any, right? So there's that. I mean, PS4 games, whatever, it's a whole thing. We'll get into it when I get into their stuff, but yeah. Anywho. I might play some Sega Soccer Slam and upload it finally. Since I haven't gotten around to it. Just to be like, yep, save the classics. Preserve the classics. Not to get into the whole game preservation angle, but that's a whole other can of worms. But yeah. That's it for this video. So this is like I'm sorry, this is like the fifth time I've like said the sign off, but yeah. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share it with your friends or not, that's cool too. And until you see or hear from me again, thanks for watching, and I'm now signing off. Actually, let me let this run for a bit, because I've not seen gameplay of this, and it's just been on like the attract mode. It hasn't shown gameplay, so let's like see what the game looks like. I do want to play this, just I haven't got around to it, so or like, I mean, like a playthrough on my channel proper, where like I actually go through the, you know, the modes of like whatever the main modes are. But I remember seeing this back in the day on, I want to say it was XPlay, or Extended Play, before it was XPlay, and it looked pretty fun. But I just, yeah. That's a whole other can of worms as far as like watching XPlay and be like, oh man, that game looks cool, but then like not having money because I'm a kid. So yeah, that's how that works. Yep. This actually looks really good. Like this, the rain effects or the weather effects, character models. 2002 it said, I think, on the front, right? It's not bad. But yeah, I was expecting like an arcadey style like a soccer game. So this is what that looks like. Yeah, look at a lot of lens flare effects too. Well, this is like the replay, I imagine, angle from the camera. It probably doesn't look like this actual gameplay. Alright. I think I'll end it here. But, yeah. That's it for the video, so. You know what they say, like, comment, subscribe. And until you see or hear from me again, thanks for watching, and I'm now signing off.